Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick video today on how to install Clickwheel Games through the Linux instructions on the GitHub for the Clickwheel game preservation project. Now I'm using Linux Mint here. This isn't going to be a tutorial on how to boot Linux from Windows. If I'll find a tutorial for that and put that in the description. This is just once you've got Linux up and running. So what you want to do, go to the GitHub. So you got all the stuff here. Just want to scroll down. Let's have a look. So here, main.zip. You want to click on this. So it'll ask you to download. Just click save or whatever. I'm not going to download it because I already have it downloaded. But it should download this. Oh, where are we? So this main.zip. So you want to open that up once it's downloaded. You grab it and then it just extracted right there. So I've already got extracted. So I'm not going to do that. But this is what you'll get, right? And we'll go back into downloads. The next part is to go into the releases section. So what you want to do is download, like just click this one, 001, 002, 003, and iPod game files. So when you get into the downloads, you should have the 001 here, 002, 003, and iPod game files. Now, what I usually do is I'll open up the iPod game files folder, and then I'll go into the main .zip, and I'll get this, and I'll just extract it there. Now, I've already extracted it, so I don't need to. So what I'll do, go into downloads. So this is the extracted folder. Should have all iPods and 5G and 5G only. Just get this, put it into the iPod, and then you've got it here. Just drag that into the main.zip. So that's like the first part of the project. So you've got these UTM 1, 2, and 3. I'll show you how to extract that now with the terminal. So scrolling down a bit, unzip the virtual machine. This is the next step. So the way I like to unzip things in with the terminal is I will just right click on in the folder where the few files are and then click open terminal. Alright, from the open terminal part we can just type it out. So sudo apt update and oh shit and sudo apt install -y p7zip dash full and 7zax and then iPod what is it? iPod Clickwheel Games Preservation Project. Now you can't just copy and paste this. Unfortunately, you have to type it out. So when you do it, just make sure that it is correct, or it's not going to work. So you just got to make sure it's like one for one. So sudo apt update sudo apt install -y p7zip full 7za iPod Clickwheel Games. Okay, I think that's correct. Anyway, you just hit enter. It'll ask for a password, and it should start working. So, just wait till it's done. The way you know it's done is if this comes up again with the green and the blue at the end of it. That's how you know it's finished. So it's asking me if I want to replace the existing files. I've already got it extracted, so I'm just going to put in Q for quit, and basically when it's done it should come up with that. Alright, so after that you should have this UTM folder, right? This has got all the stuff in it. Oh, not this one. Where is it? Oh yeah, so yeah, sorry. You get the UTM folder, just grab that out, put it into iPod, and then you'll want to put that into main. So your main folder now has UTM, the iPod game files, and this is pretty much ready to rock and roll with the next step forward. So what the next thing we will do is to install the dependencies to be able to run this. So in the main folder, you just want to right click, open up terminal. We'll get that over here. Make that a bit smaller. Okay, so we're going to be doing this one, install QEMU and dependencies. So in the terminal, just want to type chmod a plus x dot slash install underscore QEMU dot sh and dot space dot slash install underscore QEMU dot sh. And you just want to make sure that is correct from there, and then it'll ask for password, and this will just go through and install all the repositories that you need for to get this running. So it'll take a little time, but it'll install everything you need. Alright, and that's how you know it's done. So you scroll down a bit, and now we're going to run this, run QEMU. So in the same terminal, just going to type in the next one. So chmod a plus x dot slash start underscore QEMU dot shnn dot slash start underscore QEMU dot sh, and that's pretty much it. You just want to double check that this is correct. In here looks good. Put that on. Okay, so this should be running now. You leave this terminal open. It should look like this with everything. Leave this terminal open so you can just minimize that. And then we move on to the next spot, which is to open up Ramina. So I usually go to the start and then just type in rem, open up Ramina. Okay, so I've already got a couple of these open. Let me just delete that if I can. Copy, delete. Okay, get rid of that one. And I'll get rid of that one. We'll make a fresh one. So what you want to do once you have this open, once you open Ramina, it should look like this. So what we do, we click on the plus over here, name. We're just going to change that to iPod Clickwheel Games. And then what we want to do next, let me just go over here. Okay, what is it? Oh, shit. Oh, give me a sec, guys. Alright, so next part is this part. So with the iPod Clickwheel Games, which is the same protocol, want to change it from RDP to Spice server 127.0.0.1.17474. Just the same as here. That's the same as there. Spice over here. And then we move this over and click save and connect. Did I close it? I might have closed it. Okay, hang on. Okay, yeah, something happened. So I'm gonna have to do it again. So sorry about that, guys. About Clickwheel Games, change it to Spice. server is 1227. Open this back up. So 120.0.1.17474. Okay. Alright, and then this should boot up. So here we go. Here's Ramina. This is now we're in the virtual machine. What you want to do is when you plug in your iPod, you go over here to the tools, select USB device for redirection, and you want to click Apple iPod and then close. So now the virtual machine can read the USB. Just want to open up the iTunes. Okay, so it's still taking a little bit to load, but as you can see, it doesn't show all 43 games here, and that's normal. Basically, all these games are on separate accounts. We just need to sync one game per account just to get the keys from the account information onto the iPod, and then we'll move over the rest of the games. So I'll show you how to do that once this loads. It might take a little while. My computer is kind of shit, so it'll take a little bit. Okay, so it's loaded. You can see all the games here. You just want to go to this, and you go to games. This is in your iPod in the iTunes. So I'm just going to do a fresh install. So it says sync games, 0 games. I'm just going to click sync. So this should, I've already had the games on here already, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it from scratch. So as you can see, it's removing all the games. See, SAT prep reading is not actually on this list, but it's already on the iPod. So this is the way to get all games on the iPod, even though it only shows 6 or whatever on the iTunes. Okay, syncing is complete. So normally, if you don't have any games, you wouldn't have to do that step before. But you should have sync games, and then the way you want to do it is you can only select 5 at one time. So what we do is select the first 5, and then we click apply, and then this will sync over the first 5 games and their keys for these 5 accounts. You can't do all 6 at once. You got to do 5, and then uncheck them, and then do the last one, and then click apply, and that's basically how you get all the keys onto the iPod from all the account info to authenticate the games. Alright, now it says sync is complete. Okay, so what we're going to do, uncheck these, and then you check the last one, and then hit apply. Alright, sync is complete. Eject for disconnecting, so you can go over here now and just eject. Okay, you can get out of this, get out of this. This is pretty much all that we've done, finished with the virtual machine, so you can finally close that now. Close window, close this, I'll minimize this, and basically, where are we? So, go into your iPod storage. So here, I'm gonna go into the iPod storage. Um, iPod control, go into there. Now this games.ro folder. And see how we've got 3 there? So, what we extracted, this iPod games files folder before, you want to go in there. If you're on a 5th gen iPod video or 5.5, you want to get all the folders into here. But this is a 7th gen that I'm doing it. So I'm going to go on all iPods, iPod control, games.ro or whatever. And then you just want to get all these folders and then copy them onto the iPod. Roughly, it's about 3 gig of files for all the games. But basically, what we did with the virtual machine is to get the keys for these accounts to authenticate the games onto the iPod, and now we're just adding the rest of the games over manually. This will take a little while to copy everything over, but once it's all copied over and it's all done, that's pretty much it. You can unplug your iPod, and all 37 games will show up if you're on an iPod Classic, or if you did the 5th gen iPod video folder for the games. You should have 43 or 45 or something like that show up in your iPod, and it should be able to, all of them should be able to run. And that's pretty much it for the tutorial, for everything. So yeah, so this is going to take another 15 minutes or so to transfer everything over because there's heaps of files. So it does take a little bit to copy all the games over, but once it's done, um, it's done. And if if for any reason your games do de-authenticate or whatever, and it doesn't show up or they won't play, you just have to, like, let's say you sync the music from your other iTunes or whatever, and it's connected to the internet, it might de-authenticate the games. So what you basically need to do is just jump back on to Linux, launch the VM, and then do the process again. So it's not too hard. Um, yeah, I will link a video on how to like boot into Linux from Windows in the description, but this is pretty much as hard as it is. It's just setting up the VM, syncing a few games, copying the other games over, and that's basically it. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is like one of my first tutorials that I've ever done. So if this helped anyway, please let me know in the comments. If you got stuck anywhere on here, I can also put it in the comments because I'll be able to help you out or point you guys into the right direction of how to do this. So I'm gonna cut the video there, and then I'll do a quick little video on the iPod once it's all copied over, showing that the games do work. So alright, I'll do that in a sec.
Alright guys, just one quick thing that I forgot to mention when I did clip away from the PC is that when you're transferring stuff over, it'll like ask you for a little prompt if you want to replace files or skip or whatever. You just click replace all and then just let it go. But moving after it's all done, you can like unplug the iPod and then you go to the games part, and so as you can see, 37 games. I've got all the games pretty much loaded here. There's all 37. We'll just boot up on PAC-MAN just to show you that it works. And there you can see like all the games should work. And that's pretty much how you do it. That's how you get all the games on the iPod. So if you're missing any, if we're still missing a few, so if you can come, if anyone has purchased them back in the day, can come forward, that would be really good. When you do launch these for the first time, there may be like, it might take a while, like here, it's because it's going to create save files and all that sort of stuff. And all that sort of stuff too, yeah. So the first time you do launch these games, it might take a little while, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. And then that's how you enjoy the games. So as you can see, it loaded, and then play game. Just gonna start one just to show. And that's pretty much it. Now you can enjoy your games, listen to music, do whatever. Just yeah, please like the video if this did help you in any way, this tutorial. And if you do get stuck, put a comment down. I'll be able to help you out as well. So thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next one.